Hello and welcome to the Big Bang Theory podcast. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry, it's been ages, listeners. We've just been, there's been lots of games and we've been busy and now here we are.
Yeah.
Drawn back to chat about all the exciting things happening in the world of Exeter City Football Club.
Things have turned.
They've turned. So since we
You could
last
argue
spoke...
they've been turning slowly for a while, but they're pretty gone off now, aren't they?
They've
The vibes are rancid.
Yeah, they're blacker than the banana you shouldn't have put in the fridge.
Well, yeah, don't put bananas in the fridge.
Don't put bananas in the fridge. Or onions.
Who's putting onions in the fridge?
Weirdos who
Yeah.
like their onions rancid.
Don't put any of that stuff in there.
Do you like your onions rancid, mother?
I'd say a fairly
Stuck 'em in
sort
the
of
fridge.
general rule of thumb would be if it's not in the fridge in the shop, it doesn't need to go in the fridge in your house.
Solid rule. Solid rule, that. Yeah, because otherwise your fridge is full of stuff you don't need. And then you need a second fridge. And then where are you? You're a 2-fridge household.
Yeah, my parents got 2 fridges.
Have they?
There's only 2 of them there.
Onions in one and bananas in the other?
No idea. There's never anything in either of them.
Well, there we are. Now, Gary Coldwell, he's a man who doesn't know where his onions are currently. It's not going well for him or the team.
No.
So it's been 2-2. I can't say it. It's been 2-2-0 defeats.
Yeah.
Wigan at home, Derby away.
Yeah.
In a way,
two sort of different performances.
Yeah.
And I think kind of we're sort of retrofitting the opinion that we played well against Wigan now after we didn't play well against Derby, even though we lost both of them 2-0. It's going, oh yeah, but the performance against Wigan was good. No, it wasn't good.
Caldwell was saying it was good all
2-0.
along, wasn't he? Saying it was good all along, which I had to disagree with, I'm afraid, Gaz.
No, yeah, it's complete nonsense. The reason what they're basing being good on is that we had the ball a lot, but the bit you're forgetting there is that after Wigan scored an early goal, they just let us have the ball. So that doesn't mean it's good because we were able to pass it round a lot. You know, like we barely had any real chances in that game. Obviously, they went 1-0 up earlier on. Soft, sloppy defending.
We've gone from solid defence to sloppy defence.
Oh, yeah.
Like a banana that's been refrigerated.
Yeah. What you need to do now is turn that banana into banana bread.
Yes, you do. Get an onion in there as well.
Maybe leave the onion out.
All right.
But, to make something good out of something that's gone bad. That's what we need to do now. Caldwell needs to metaphorically make some banana bread.
Will you please, Gary, make some banana bread with all these badly decomposed bananas?
What I'd say about banana bread is like when someone makes something and you haven't put any chocolate chips in, I just think, why are you doing it then? What's the point? You're mad.
Dry.
Just put some chocolate chips in it.
Yeah, and also it's dry. Put some sultanas in it.
Nah.
Moistening.
Yeah, so bad.
It was bad, and it continued to be bad against Derby. Now, obviously, Derby are a team...
We had a lot of shots and corners and possession and whatnot against Wigan, but it didn't, really, we didn't really look like scoring, did we? We didn't tickle the keeper much.
No, my current opinion is we're never going to score again.
He was mainly tested when a lad threw a load of water over him.
Why was he getting called a pedo?
I have no idea.
Seemed unnecessary, frankly.
Yeah, don't know. I don't know why he's getting called a pedo. Is it just like... I think people just resort to that, don't they? Because they think, like, I just want,
We had nothing else.
Yeah. Is it because his name's Tickle? Is that something to do with it?
I mean, that seems unfair.
Yeah. John Tickle, he wasn't a pedo.
No, remind me, was he a Big Brother person who then went onto the telly?
Yeah. He was on Big Brother.
Yeah.
He sort of...
Glasses.
Yeah, he's the one who went... He had a catchphrase, controversial. Remember that?
No, it's not really a catchphrase.
Well, it was at the time. And then he went on to be on TV programme Brainiac.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know if this guy's any relation, but...
No.
He got a load...
Could it be his son?
He
How
got all
old's
this
John
water
Tickle?
lobbed over him by a kid.
Those kids, they love it. Anyway, yeah, we didn't... at the moment, I'm of the opinion we're never scoring again. We saw Admiral Musquet, of course.
Yep. So
starting.
we had the 2-week break, haven't we, basically? That's what happened before this match because of the international postponement. So then Musquay ready to start.
Yeah. And did start.
Yes.
Played the whole game.
Yeah. Didn't do much.
In fairness to him, and I honestly mean this, he didn't have a lot to work off.
Well, what we've seen, I mean, a lot of... we were saying, I think, as well, that we need to sign a striker. And I still think we could do with a striker. And I don't think this is any real reflection on whether or not Admiral Musquay is any good or not. But before he was there, whoever played there wasn't getting any service, and it wasn't working. And then since he's been back, the same thing's continued. So I think what the difference is that Sam Nombe was good enough that if he wasn't, even if that system wasn't perfect for him and he wasn't necessarily scoring goals, he was good enough that he could make things happen. Do you know what I mean? He would be a threat to defenders, and would frighten defenders enough, and was strong and could get in and could force himself into a match, even if the position he was playing in wasn't necessarily kind of like perfectly tailored to getting him the service. And I don't think Cox or what we've seen of Musgrave so far suggests that they've got that same ability that Nombe had.
Not so far.
Not even playing for Rotherham at the moment.
I know, isn't that frustrating?
Didn't even come off the bench.
How often does this happen? Anyway, I think, you just watch it. Because Hartridge was full of mistakes, wasn't he, on Saturday? And
I mean,
to the point where he was taken off at half-time.
It's mad, isn't it? Like, he was like first 6 or 7 games of the season, I think he was almost like man of the match in every single one of them. And yeah, you always got the odd kind of, he would give a pass away here and there, but ultimately he would be, and then, yeah.
Feels like nothing's clicking at the minute, which then leads to negative styles of passing, which then leads to more chance of trouble, lack of confidence, getting caught,
Yeah, I mean that's like the way Colwell wants to play. It works, doesn't it? If you're purring and like you're kind of and you're confident and you're kind of like in form, and then they can make you. But it does quite heavily kind of rely on that, because it's not like a kind of percentage. You're not playing a percentage game. You're playing in a way which requires execution. Whereas if you play a different way, like more how we used to play or how other teams play, where you just kind of hit the channels, or or playing on the break with fast people, or you're hitting a long ball up to a big guy and then feeding off second balls and stuff. That's more of a percentage game, isn't it? You're more likely to get. But we're now in a position where Colwell's built this team. We don't really have the option to do that. We are. I mean, maybe there's a configuration which we can play in a slightly different way, but we are set up to play in this style, And when it doesn't work, it really doesn't work.
No, and fine, like Derby in a sense. So we lost 2-0 to Derby, and we, again conceded an early goal, but really, we looked completely outclassed for 20 minutes. We then pulled ourselves into the game a bit, and then they scored. When you play a team like Derby, with all their money, in the ground like theirs, you're expecting there to be difficulties. But we've now... There's
I mean, that's true, and that's true on paper, but Derby were having a terrible time,
that's true,
and we made them look like the best team in the league. And fair enough, they were that... The week before, their fans were so furious that they had one of their players was going over to kind of like talk to the fans at the end of the match and say, we're trying our best, kind of thing. And what we might have seen last night, on the one level we were shit, but also we might have been seeing a reaction from Derby,
Mm-hmm.
And they played really well, and they play a nice attacking kind of, possession-ish kind of game, not a million miles away from the way we do it, keeping the ball, working the ball, and we looked like teams from different divisions.
We just look so slow. It's, as we've said before, if Ameson's your main last man, as it were, right? Everything comes through him. Now, he's not someone... He's tried occasionally, because I think he's trying to make something happen, but he's not someone who can make good long passes, and he's not someone who's confident making quick balls into Trevitt and Carroll, is he? So then it goes to whoever's either side of him.
Well, against Derby, because he didn't play in the middle, he played on the right
That's
side
true.
instead
That's
of
true.
because Sweeney was kind of like was on the bench.
Yes.
But yeah, like I suppose that's another thing is I don't know if they're natural ball playing defenders really. You know, like
No, that's fine. If the way of thinking is we make space and we give it to Trevitt and Carroll as quickly as possible. Like we can't make the brilliant passes, but we can make space. We've got Jules, we've got Mitchell, we've got Harper. We can get to them, they find space. But then Carroll and Trevitt, actually, you realise they've always got their back to goal and they're not that willing to turn quickly and go. Now, against Wigan, they had loads of space.
I think those two people. I think they are ordinarily.
Yes.
But
It's been drilled
that's
into
what
them.
we'd seen earlier on in the season
Yeah.
was them doing exactly that, and then them actually being able to make things happen from those positions. But for whatever reason,
Well, it seemed bizarre because Wigan...
I think the other thing is we're quite easy to, you know, once you realise that's the way we're going to play, it's quite easy to deal with. You know, like you just quickly shut off those routes. You know,
Well, it's certainly true when we're losing and we
crowd the midfield,
Yeah.
and then you know, then you've got them forcing us to have to go wide, and then you just kind of, you know, I mean,
So it's not good. No, it was interesting after Derby.
I can't remember Musgrave even touching the ball
Which game either?
either.
Well, no,
Definitely the
not
Derby.
really. It's interesting after Derby. Did you see Sweeney's interview?
Yes.
He's obviously feels like the fault's with the players, including himself, and not with the manager, doesn't he?
Yeah, there was some sort of. Well, I wasn't quite sure how to interpret it really. There was quite a lot of kind of people sort of, you know, taking a guess on, trying to read between the lines of what he's saying. Some people suggesting that he was sort of alluding to there being a falling out with the dressing room, but that wasn't really how I took it.
No, me neither. I took it as they all, because they've said this before, Sweeney included, the manager's great. The manager's taught us things we never knew we could be taught. This is a real step up for us in terms of management. Now, obviously, if you've been at Exeter City a long time, like Sweeney, you've only got one person to compare it to, but we're hearing that kind of thing. And then, you know, Jay Stansfield said it and whatever about Colwell. And then, obviously, now they feel like something's changed and it's probably them making mistakes. And so Sweeney feels like they just need a reset. Now, like you said, the problem is if we concede early, particularly against a good team...
We had a reset. We had 2 weeks off.
That's the trouble, isn't it? That's our concern.
And we came back and lost 2-0 at
Wigan
home
was
to
the
Wigan.
error. It really was. If we'd gone and thumped Wigan, or even just beaten them solidly, 1-0, not conceded, and then lost to Derby 2-0, you'd be like, fair enough.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It really just feels like that was the missed opportunity. All that break. The striker that we want, in theory a very strong team, injuries, apart from Rankin, basically subsided.
And Mari.
Yes, true.
Yeah, I know. It's I can't really. But then I think it's got to be more of a. I mean, the situation is we've seen it so many times already, and talked about in the last podcast. If we go a goal down, we are the easiest team to play against. You know, it's just so simple, and that's where when we weren't conceding earlier in the season. We can do that patient. We can do that patient play where we build up from the back, we pass the ball around, we knock it about, we wait for the openings and stuff. But when you're 1-0 down early on in the game, which has happened like, 3 out of the last 4 games or whatever, that then it's become so simple. Then all they have to do is sit back. It's so easy to play against. And teams will just look at what's happened in all these games, going like, well, we'll just do that. Easy. You know, easy. And that's... I don't think you can just blame that on the players. I mean, there's got to be a tactical answer to this problem.
Yes.
I know that they come from individual errors, but ultimately those players are being put in that position to make those individual errors by that tactic.
Yeah.
You know, like they're in a position where a lot of defenders have a lot of time on the ball, and if the defenders make a mistake, it's a good chance it's going to lead to a goal. If they had less time on the ball, there's less likelihood they're going to make that kind of mistake. Yeah. But because of the way we're playing, they have loads of time on the ball. So I don't know. You feel like something's got to shift, don't you?
Well, if it doesn't, we're screwed. The current way of playing, you could see us getting to December without getting another point. You know, we're missing a couple of Saturdays because of cup games. And you're like, well, we could be in December on the same points we're on now and firmly in the relegation zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're like, then you need the big saviour to come in January. we either spend more than we should on that person because everyone knows what position we're in, or we don't do it at all and just sink back down to League Two after all the effort.
What do you buy in this position? I suppose I don't feel like just buying a striker.
No, it's not going to do
is going to do enough. What you need is to buy 2 ball-playing centre backs who are far too good for the level we currently are.
Yeah. Are we affording that? I don't think so.
No, and even if we could, who's in
who,
January?
You want to come to a team that's destined for League Two?
I don't know. I think
we're going to have to see a radical rethink. We really are.
But the thing is, it was working earlier in the season.
Yeah.
So,
but we did feel like. Did you not?
Yeah, there was. We weren't like completely imperious. I get that, but we were keeping a lot of clean sheets, and that's the way it can work. Is if we're defensively solid.
Yeah.
Like I said, then you can be patient and you can build up and you can, but without the defensive solidity, then it's just we're on a plate for any team. Whether it's Leyton Orient, Wigan, Derby County, Lincoln City, whoever. Anyone in the league, we're thinking if we get this right, we can absolutely see them off, no problem.
Yeah. Well, there's more games coming up, and more on that in a second. Welcome back to Big Bang Theory podcast. Tell us how you're feeling about it all. BigBangPod@gmail.com, at BigBangPod on Twitter, X, and on Facebook as well, Big Bang Theory podcast.
Oh, don't bother.
Well, don't bother telling us how you feel.
No.
All right. We'll assume you don't feel good.
Yeah.
Fine.
What's the point emailing in to go like, I don't feel like very good at the moment about this?
Yeah.
What are we going to do with that information?
Don't know.
I know I'm discouraging engagement with
You are really encouraging disengagement.
Yeah, all right then, do.
Please.
Can't wait to read it.
Coming up, Lincoln City at home.
Yeah.
The Imps.
This is pretty much our only chance, isn't it, in the next sort of few games to... this looks like the best opportunity to get something back, get back on the right track.
Maybe, although Wigan in the Cup in a week, maybe.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
That doesn't matter if we go out of the Cup at this stage now. We've got to worry about not getting relegated.
You know what will probably happen is we'll go on some mad Cup run and really scrape by in the league and, still in the League Cup, of course.
You think that will probably happen? I think this time next week we're out of everything and in the relegation zone.
It's that kind of optimism you can expect from the Big Bang Theory podcast. So Wigan, no, it's not. Lincoln Saturday. We used to play them all the time. Now we don't play them anymore. They're not bringing their air raid siren, I hope.
Nope, they're on a decent bit of form.
Yeah.
1-3 out of the last 5.
Yeah.
They're 9th.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment I feel like
they
any
will be
game's
coming
difficult.
to us thinking we can.
Of course they will.
We can get 3 points here.
So what do we need to do? What's the starting point here? Clean sheet, solid at the back.
Yeah, but I don't know. These are too opaque, aren't they? These.
All right.
I think
I tell you what we need to do then. If a ball comes to a defender at the back, they either make the quick pass or they hit the channel. Honestly, we've got quick wingers. That's what we need to be doing.
Yeah, but I mean, we've got quick wingers, but can they? Yeah.
I just think
Vinnie Harper, I think, has got some good qualities, but I think he's better. He can. If you give him the ball to feet, even then he's getting pushed off the ball most of the time. And I feel like if it's a channel ball, he's got no chance.
No. We haven't seen balls to Musquay direct yet, have we? Which...
No. In the Derby game for their second goal, James Scott came on.
Yes.
And we've, played the ball into his feet for once, which is the first time that I think that happened once in either game.
Yeah.
But we played the ball into the feet of the strikers.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, James Scott did... for some reason, just took ages to then give the ball away, and that led to a goal. But
cheers, Jim.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a football manager, so I don't really know what you do about it tactically. But
are the board getting worried?
Well, this is the interesting thing, isn't it? I suppose what we've lost 6 league games in a row
with hardly a goal, 1 goal, 2 goals, I think.
If we lose again on Saturday, that'll be obviously 7.
Yeah.
I think people are going to start getting... I think if we lose at home on Saturday, we'll hear a noticeable shift in kind of vocal dissatisfaction. As in, I think we'll get loud boos if we lose at home on Saturday.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'm not a booing sort of person, but I couldn't blame anyone who left early on last Saturday. We cleared right out, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I couldn't really blame people for booing because it was poor.
Yeah. You just want to see, I don't know, you want to see, not like we weren't trying on Saturday or on Tuesday either, really, but it's just so, it just looks sort of so hopeless, doesn't it, when we're in that situation, when we're behind and we can't do anything. We struggle to even create an opportunity to kind of, that people can then get behind, and then, and afterwards at least you feel like, oh, we were unlucky, or we came close. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not sure how it works. We don't really sack people, do we? A friend of mine said it was McNabb was the last person we sacked.
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
Obviously, that's different era.
I mean, if we're in the relegation zone at Christmas, given that we started so well, that will suggest a very severe drop-off in form.
Yeah.
If we're in the relegation zone at Christmas and we're not changing things, i.e. big investment in the transfer window, then you've got to say we either change things or we probably go down. And if we probably go down, we don't rush back up again. You look at that league with all the investment.
It took us 10 years.
It took us 10 years, and I think the league's stronger now than it was before, given the conference teams that are coming up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Now, I'm not a sacking person anyway. I think there's been glimpses of being a really good manager there. And obviously some of the periods of success have been wonderful. But if he hasn't got the ideas to...
Well, I think everything about him as a manager and as what it seems like as a guy is perfect for a club like ours,
Yeah.
And the way he conducts himself and what he does, the extra things he does for the club, everything around that.
Yeah, I'm desperate for him I'm just desperate for him to find a way.
But ultimately, if he can't do it, if you can't do it on the pitch, there's only one thing you can change really, which is.
Yeah.
But whether or not we do it or not, I've no idea. I think it has to get quite a lot. We have to get quite a lot worse than this. And I think if we were to lose on Saturday, I think a lot of other clubs, that would be a point where they'd go. With some owners, it'd be guaranteed.
Yes,
and with others, they'd be like, it'd be a possibility. With us, you think even if that happens, it's probably unlikely. You got to think that there's something when the appointment was made, that there was some thought put into what if this doesn't work?
Yeah.
Like Colwell has been sacked from his last couple of jobs, for not performing.
Yes.
For the team not performing, so it must have been considered.
He wasn't. It was a risk.
It was a risk on that front, wasn't it? I mean, it wasn't like a kind of like Matt Taylor kind of like internal promotion build, kind of like let him have a few seasons to kind of get going kind of thing. It was, and he overachieved, I think, really, Taylor. I mean, he probably would have, we wouldn't have got rid of him if we hadn't got promoted 2 seasons ago, would we,
No.
But it just it remains unknown, really, because we've not really been in this position.
I do feel that the Nombe leaving and the lack of replacement and also lack of wider squad building has caused some of these problems.
Yeah.
This isn't just all on Colwell at all.
No, the recruitment, I mean, that's probably the worst thing about it is the selling Nombe and not replacing him.
Yeah. But it wasn't great before he gone, was it? We weren't like...
we still need it, like we said, we have bought in, Nombe went and we got a Musquet on loan. That's not the same, but what is something. But we already needed another striker then anyway.
Yeah.
I haven't mentioned that Sonny Cox has now gone out on loan to Yeovil.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then Beardmore and Borges have both gone out to Dorchester.
Both of whom we were using.
Yeah.
So, it's a bit surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan, we win on Saturday and we beat Middlesbrough. We'll all feel different. And maybe he's got some brilliant plan. I mean, he clearly felt disappointed by the Wigan game, as in, like, he thought it should have worked. I mean, maybe he's lying to himself as much as he is to us, but he thought that should have worked.
I get why it's frustrating for him because, like, on paper, there's absolutely nothing wrong with his approach,
And it worked.
and it has worked.
Yeah.
But it's just so reliant on not on individual performances within it, and if we can't go a goal behind, and that obviously is going to happen in some football matches, and then the more it becomes known, the more teams are going to go like, that's what we need to do.
Yeah. He needs a plan. But I suppose the thing he can do is, if he's really wedded to this system and thinks it should work, he still needs the plan B, because there are times when it won't work, as we're seeing.
Yeah.
And
All I can think of is there some plan B or variation which involves Harry Kite. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know, sticking Harry Kite in there as
Well, he's a different kind of midfielder, isn't he?
yeah, but and I don't just mean personnel change. I mean kind of adding him into that mix in exchange for one of the kind of two, you know, maybe going for a midfield 3 rather than that sort of more of a kind of midfield 4 kind of thing that we have. I don't know. I know you'll lose something from somewhere else in that situation, but I don't know what happens there. That's what I mean. That's what I can think of.
I mean, for me, Aitchison's the one. He's got the energy. He's got some of the qualities, but he's not Giovanni Brown, so he's not like doing this incredible stuff but maybe there's something he could do if the ball was given to him in the right places that would unlock things, but he's not someone like Giovanni who you can give it to and he'll find a way. It seems to need to be in specific circumstances.
Yeah, there's not like that little bit of magic that we had with Giovanni last season or the season before, but yeah.
Okay, well.
And then we've got Middlesbrough on the Tuesday as well.
Yeah, Michael Carrick's Middlesbrough, who have picked up somewhat since
they have,
they were drawn against
Although
us.
I think I kind of feel like that's irrelevant in a way because of the, the cup.
Yeah.
In the cup competition.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's all, we'll, that'll be good. I mean, in theory, that should be really good, like it's like Tuesday night, third round for the first time in years and years and years. A lot of people's lifetimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But because we're in this, I don't feel like anyone's particularly excited about it because of how badly we're falling off everywhere else,
No, it's
a win on Saturday might get everyone a bit more up for the Middlesbrough game, and obviously it's sold out. We'll see on Saturday if the performances are going to start affecting the attendances. Obviously, the weather's getting worse.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we get a win on Saturday and then just conduct ourselves well against a championship team, a big club, we'll all feel different about it.
Yeah, we will a bit. We will a bit, but I think it would need more, because that's a cup game. I think we need to follow that up with another. Is it Fleetwood after that? Is it?
No, it's Wigan at home in the FA Cup, isn't it? Next.
What? There's 2 cup games in a row, is there?
Is that right? If I remember that correctly, I think that's right. Yeah.
Right. I think we need these are they're in the way a bit here, aren't they? Us, but
That's correct, yeah.
Winning's good and good results or whatever, but I think those are kind of like outliers, aren't they? Those games,
Yeah, I mean, we're never going to win either of these cup competitions, but if we use them to, maybe we see his plan B a bit against Wigan in the FA Cup, or against Middlesbrough, or even against Lincoln when it's not working or we go behind. I'd think like, okay, all right, he's going to get enough points to keep us up.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm like, I can't. I'm watching him on Saturday. I was like, there's no way we're scoring here. No way at all. And the Derby felt the same.
Derby didn't even. I mean, scoring was the furthest thing from my mind when I was watching them. When I was watching the match, it wasn't. I mean, apart from about 2 minutes just before they scored, when we looked like a bit threatening and got a couple of corners. Other than, I've never even thought about the idea of us scoring. All I thought about was how are we going to stop them from scoring an absolute hatful.
Yeah.
Somehow we managed to keep them to 2, because it probably should have been 4 or 5-0.
Yeah. No, there was a moment when Mitchell kind of got knocked on the edge of the penalty box, and I thought, That's our only chance.
Yeah.
He didn't look like scoring, but he was just about in the box. Okay. Well, we'll be back next week after Middlesbrough
Yeah.
to hopefully be full of glad tidings.
Yeah, and if not, we can always just talk about something else.
Yeah, other refrigerated goods.
Yeah, anything really.
Anything.
The club shop.
Oh, it's restocked better than before.
Restocked with kits.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for when everyone wants to buy them. No, the thing is, they've got to get that restocked, haven't they? Because it's Christmas soon. This is the big test for the club shop.
Yes.
You're going to get any stuff in for Christmas.
Yeah. Exactly right.
Got to have all the kits. Surely that's what.
Well,
people are
apparently they
getting.
have got all the kits now and everything. So it's all set.
I got a pair of shorts.
Did you? Black?
Got it for my birthday, yeah.
Black.
Black ones, yeah.
Yeah. I've got to say, shout out to the guy who's continuously wearing the 3rd goalkeeper kit.
I think there's a few of them.
Fair play to you. That is... You're going out on a limb there.
Well, imagine if you're a Blackpool fan.
Confusing.
Yeah. They're nice shorts.
Yeah?
Because I'm not a professional athlete,
Hold on. What?
I could do with some pockets in them.
No pocket. It's the wrong thing.
Stick some pockets in them.
It's a different kind of short.
And stick a pocket in the shirt as well, maybe, like a behind the badge.
That's why Fagin sang the song, "You've got to stick a pocket or two in my replica club shorts."
Right, okay.
I
Yeah.
think.
I think that might have been.
Presumably
what
he
he said.
supported a London club. Anyway,
Yeah.
anything else tempting you in the club shop?
No, I mean, you've been in there. No, I tell you what, there is actually. There's that red jacket, quite like that. I thought if it rained, I could wear that.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
Mm.
Bit ostentatious, isn't it? And also it's 75 quid.
Yeah. Now we've got to pay for these
And
Adidas
do you know
things.
what? I actually ended up buying a kind of very similar jacket
Yeah.
in style, which I would call a kind of over-the-head
Yeah.
smock
Yeah.
sort of waterproof jacket.
Yeah.
Bought one from a charity shop for £7.50, which is 10 times less.
That is 10 times less. Have you written ECFC on it in Sharpie?
No, if anything, the fact that it hasn't got that on it is sort of a bonus.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. Okay, I'm going to get a bobble hat, I think, for Christmas.
How many? You got about 20 of them already.
I do like a bobble hat. And I like Exeter City, so...
How many Exeter City bobble hats do you currently own?
2?
Oh, so you want to go for 3?
Yeah.
One for every day of the week. Is that what you're aiming for?
That's what I'm aiming for.
Right.
Yeah. I'm always searching for the better hat. They're not yet the best hats, those bobble ones, so maybe the next one will be.
Are they Adidas?
Don't think so.
Oh, here's a bit of kit news.
Yo, yeah.
Match Winner
Welcome home.
are doing us another round of retro kits. But the last one was made by the company called The Terrace.
Yeah.
If you ask me, they were, while a good idea, executed to a sort of substandard level.
Oh, yeah.
If you ask me, they weren't quite good enough.
Okay.
So maybe Match Winner. They obviously were, Match Winner as it was then were the people that manufactured those kits originally. I don't think it's the same people. Someone's bought the name.
They've just been waiting on the more.
Someone's bought the name and is like, and they're going to make the Alan Ball jacket as well.
Yeah, remarkable. I mean, kids will wear that crap, so crack on.
Yeah.
Every Exeter College student in the land is delighted.
If they made them well, then that'd be a good thing.
They won't like them because they're not second hand. They
Um,
haven't found them under their nan's sofa. Can I have this, Nan?
who's doing this? Who are these people you're referring to?
I don't know. Kids I see
Finding
round
clothes
town.
under their nan sofa.
Yeah, dressed weird.
Oh right, okay.
Can I have this, Nan? That used to be Uncle Derek's.
Yeah.
Crack on. Thank you, Nan.
No, you can't have it. He wouldn't want you to wear it.
Why not, Nan?
I don't know.
Because he was an Argyle fan, and that was the jacket of the man he killed.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Is that enough?
I don't know. I've lost all plot.
Yeah. Let's go.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you after 2 glorious victories. My name's John,
yeah.
my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers.
See you soon.